Eliminate those words from your vocabulary. Let me see what else it says. Agree with everyone. What? Have you lost your ever-loving mind, Paula? Agree with everyone? What about if what they're saying doesn't make a bit of sense? Or they're saying something completely wrong? Agree with everyone. I think the Bible says, agree with your adversary and he shall flee from you. I think he said that. Or so it says he said it. Agree with everyone. Now, on this little card, I'm not going to have Mitzi, zero in on it or anything, but there's a great big secret on all caps, bold and underlined. Everything that is happening is opposite. Everything that is happening is opposite. There is no way that you can wrap your mind around that concept, because you are so fixed and so fixated and so determined to be right and so insecure that if you don't keep that box around you with everything that you think that you've learned and know, that you'll fall to pieces and dissolve and your whole world will go crazy and haywire. Well, your whole world is crazy and haywire, you know that, without doing this. Everything that is happening is opposite. Laugh when it seems inappropriate. Buy a pair of shoes you wouldn't normally wear. Incorporate dance in your lifestyle. And you can put a dance in your step just walking to the car. You can do that. Listen to what is not being said and you will hear everything. Watch a child at play. I've often thought about if I could follow my grandchildren around the house, the 6-year-old and the 8-year-old, how much energy and experience would I have incorporated in just one day? But we seem, as we get older, to just slow down and stop. We stop moving, and we just stop. We stop a lot of things, and one of the things that we do stop is laughing. Okay, so that was that. So that was all of that one. Now, let's see how we're going to go on with this theme of this day. I could open up one of my books, Mitzi. One of the books I've written. Well, if I pulled a tarot card, then I could really, yeah. Some of these cards are mixed up. But anyway, that's what I'll do, Mitzi. I'll just let it decide for me, okay? We'll just do these tarot cards, nothing in the world but artistic designs on cardboard, stock paper. That's all they are, just like everything in life. Symbols, signs, patterns, cycles, abstract equations that physicists use to understand the universe. These are no different. They're just a symbol. They're pointing the direction to. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What'd you hear, Mitzi? She heard 7. I heard 8. What did you hear? Okay, here we go. The High Priestess. Whoa. The High Priestess. Let's see what the High Priestess. Which one of these books is that? Yeah, it might be at the back, hadn't it? Yeah, that's where this is. All right, let's see what we're talking about here with the High Priestess. I know one thing that the High Priestess, whenever she shows up, do not interfere, okay? Do not interfere. Eliminate can't, don't, won't, and shouldn't. Pretense is the key issue here. Pretending to be one thing when truly thou art another. And I've already put that card up. Didn't it say everything is the opposite? I already put it up, but I know I just said that. mortal man ever continues to live his life so pretentiously. Wow. Mortal man ever continues to live his life so pretentiously. Why dost thou smile when sheer hatred is what fills the chambers of thy heart? Why art thou friendly when thou would like to remove thyself from the situation? Pretense is the key issue here. And we said that we need to eat a lot of oranges, don't we? Get rid of all that. Why dost thou do the things thou despisest to do, and yet all the time saying with a false gleefulness in thy voice, oh, but I don't mind. Surely thou dost mind, and minds, and minds, and minds, and minds. And you think for one moment that the people don't know that? I mean, this is part of getting to know yourself and to know that if this table puts out energy and vibrations, how much more is coming from you? Okay, let me see. The insincerity eats away at the very core of thy being. It is not good to be divided in thyself, nor is it good to be double-minded, for a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. The level of the involvement with yourself needs to be investigated. It is here, but for a season. Oh, did you think that you were not going to die just because that you're not consumed by the thoughts of death? Oh yeah, you're going to die. You don't even know what's going to happen to you when you're going to die, because you can make up any kind of story you want to, because none of us have gone over there to be able to come back and say what actually happens. Investigate. That is what you're supposed to do. Wake up. Thou can no longer hide thy true feelings that thou art repressing. Repressing emotions will surely cause them to enlarge, evolve, and explode like a volcanic eruption, with the lava of hate, remorse, bitterness, resentfulness, and greed running down the corners of thy mouth, dripping into the tips of thy bosom to fall into the ground. Hatred shall encircle thee. Thou art digging a pit where thou shalt find thyself looking ever upward and asking, but how did this happen? Where did I go wrong? What did I do? Was I not pleasant? Why doesn't he love me? Why did he leave me? Was I not nice enough? Was I not good enough? Wasn't I everything that he wanted me to be? There is no one good except God. Be true to thy own self, and never, ever do that which thou dost not want to do. Thou canst with no success do anything thou dost not feel in thy heart to do. The state of attitude determines the end result. Thou reapest what thou dost and hast sown in thine own heart. How much and how often are you using the word no? Build seeds, therefore, so that thou shalt reap a stable relationship with thyself. Dost thou desire love to be filled to capacity in thy home? Then give love to capacity in thy home and throughout thy home, and to everyone thou meetest. Do not say, I love thee, if thou hatest thee. This is folly. It is foolish. Nothing good will come from it. It is not wise, and it brings thee no good thing but harm. For the truth always stands, and the rest falls away. It is not necessary to say, I must be nice to this individual. Be nice to thyself, and in being nice to thyself, thou wilt surely be nice to others. The niceness will flow forth from thee naturally. If thou art false to thyself, thou shalt surely be false to others. If thou represses emotions, then thou wilt repress thyself into oblivion, and thou shalt no longer exist. The body will be what remains. It is the divine substance in man that causes the earth to hang in the heavens as it would be. And without substance there is no gravitation, and without gravitation the earth would no longer be. The heart of man on the earth is so evil and contrary to that which is good. You know, it is written in the Bible, Man's heart is continually evil from the day he was born. Okay. Now, let's do something else to see where we are going with this. All right, we got a 5. Well, Mitzi, you see we got a 5, we got a 4, and we got a 1. We got a 5. So we need to go forth to the 5. Let's go in this book. See what the 5 is in this book. This is another book. All right, 5. Trying to get to a 5. Woo! Okay, Mitzi, can you zero in on that one? All right. As she does that, let me read this. This is belief. But I want you to really get into this. Get into that picture. Okay, come on down. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Can you see it? It's an old shed that at one time served a purpose and housed people. Our home, it may be a home, maybe a shed. But now it's hidden away and it's rusting away. All right? Keep that in mind. Beliefs. That's what beliefs do. That's what these beliefs that you have, that you should say no. You should not say yes to life. That everything is not the opposite. These are beliefs. And they will pass away. 2, 5, 3, 9, 5, 6. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, we got a 19. That's what we got there. And 11. Oh, 30. This is big business, and you can believe it. Beliefs are big business. They don't necessarily have anything to do with truth, but it's big business. All right, let's see what this says. Belief is a funny creature. The idea of dissolving away is certainly terrifying. And that's what we're talking about here. See, you can't begin to imagine. I've already gone away from that other book. I've shut it up. But you can't imagine not saying those words, can't, won't, shouldn't, don't. You can't imagine that because there's so much a subliminal and unconscious part of your makeup. You have been told that your entire life. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm saying this is the mode of the world. And so it's natural to say don't, can't, shouldn't, won't, all of those things. And the idea of dropping those words and instead of saying no 500,000 times a day, say yes, then this disrupts the normal way that you function throughout the day. And to carry that further, as the high priest was saying, to know that all things are opposite. You don't believe that. You absolutely, I could sit here until next week this time. You're not going to believe that because you think that what you're looking at is what it is. You really believe that. And that it's only what you think that it is, and it can't possibly be the opposite. It can't be the opposite because you don't want it to be the opposite, and there's so much resistance in you to open up a new dimension because if you're going to test this, this game that I put on this board by not saying no and saying yes and opening up yourself to life and stopping those senseless words, then the you that uses these things, the you that interacts with people, both male and female, he or she will have to dissolve away. Because that one that's doing this can't possibly be doing that. I think that's called opposite. I think. So the idea of you turning loose of yourself as if you can't, this is what is so foolish, that you think you have some control, which you do not, but you believe you do. So you don't want to turn loose of that idea of yourself. I mean, you are one self-aggrandized soul. You are intoxicated. You are drunk as a skunk on you. Okay. Pretense is the issue here. Pretense is the issue here. Pretending to be one thing when truly thou art another. Okay. Now, I pulled a 5 because I wanted, I don't want to stay on one thing. I wanted to show how throughout the day everything's connected. You're following a course. You're not designing the course. You're following the course. And if you pay attention, you will not be so mad and angry and repressed and depressed and moaning and groaning and all those other things, because you'll be in tune with the harmonic music, which is the water. Seek ye the water always. You'll be in tune with that. And so you will be grateful, which is paying attention, which is what God, the Masters, the Universal Spirit, consciousness expects of you. You will be able to do this if, in fact, you dissolve away. Oh, did I whisper that? Did I whisper that? That sounded like, who was that, Urkel? Did I do that? Okay. Belief is a funny creature. Oh, that's what I was saying. I wanted to move around to a whole lot of different things so that you would see that how I'm not directing this course, I'm following it, whichever way it's going to go, but everything that will come out will be so interlaced it would look like I've taken knitting needles and knitted it together. Belief is a funny creature. The idea of dissolving away is certainly terrifying. That's why most people need to believe in the hereafter. Did I say something ugly? I sound like Urkel again, didn't I? That's why most people need to believe in the hereafter. But why? What propels him to entertain the possibility that life is eternal and his soul is immortal? What could possibly be more intriguing than to venture into the why of that fabulous mystery? I'm asking you, and so is that consciousness, the God, the universal